Paris Saint-Germain has had no problem scoring goals since making several high-profile additions this summer, but the French giants needed help from their opponent on Sunday to get a victory. More Real Madrid cruises without Ronaldo. Napoli scores sixth. The Ligue 1 leaders defeated Lyon 20 at the Parc des Princes after the visitors scored two own goals inside the final 15 minutes of play. Marcelo and Jeremy Morel were on the wrong end of finishing sequences on the Lyon end, and gave PSG their sixth win of the Ligue 1 season. On the first goal, Giovanni Lo Celso played a dangerous cross into the penalty area and nearly picked out Edinson Cavani. However, it deflected off Marcelo's boot and into the Lyon net. Morel then knocked in the game's second own goal with 4 minutes remaining after Kylian Mbappe's run-in on goal forced a save out of goalkeeper Anthony Lopez, but the stop bounced back at Morel and into the goal. Follow at Madrid Football. Robbie Earle and Robbie Mustoe take a look at some of the weekend's biggest storylines, including Chelsea and Arsenal's scoreless draw at Stamford Bridge and why Everton hasn't lived up to its lofty expectations through the opening month of the Premier League season. Join Earle Mustoe on the Two Robbies Football Show, Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen on the NBC Sports Radio app and call 855-323-4622 in the US for lively, passionate debate. All of the Two Robbies content can be accessed by clicking on this link. Click here for the Two Robbies archive. Listen to the latest pod by clicking play below. Follow them on Twitter at the Two Robbies. The MLS playoffs are right around the corner, but only one club has officially booked its place in the 12-team field. Toronto FC has not only earned its spot in the postseason, but Greg Vanney's side has done so in impressive fashion as the Canadian squad attempts to break a long-standing points record held by the 1998 LA Galaxy 68. More Toronto routs the Galaxy without Altidore Giovinco, while the rest of the Eastern Conference field is likely jockeying for position. The New England Revolution, Montreal Impact and Orlando City did themselves no favors this weekend after failing to pick up wins. Out west, the playoff race is about as congested as it could ever get, with 8 teams separated by a mere 7 points. To Texas have drastically fallen from grace as of late though, as FC Dallas and the Houston Dynamo now sit on the outside looking in. Oscar Pareja's Dallas side hasn't won a match since July 22, despite the club being considered one of the favorites to win MLS Cup before the season began. Here's a look at how PST sees the MLS playoff race shaping up at this very moment. Eastern Conference locks: Toronto FC, NYCFC, Chicago Fire, New York Red Bulls, Atlanta United hanging on, Columbus Crew, Longshot, Montreal Impact, New England Revolution, Orlando City, Philadelphia Union. Western Conference locks: Seattle Sounders, Vancouver Whitecaps, Portland Timbers, Sporting KC. They're not in yet, but they should be. FC Dallas hanging on Houston Dynamo. So you're saying there's a chance? Real Salt Lake. Follow at Madrid Football. A roundup of Sunday's action in Spain and Italy's top flights. Follow all of PST's La Liga coverage. Real Sociedad 13, Real Madrid no Ronaldo. No problem for Real. Despite facing a stiff test from Sociedad on Sunday, Los Blancos used its depth to replace its Portuguese star. Borja Mayoral scored the game's first goal for Real, ironically the 20-year-old's first La Liga goal, before the home side equalized 9 minutes later. The lead was restored in the 36th minute off of a Kevin Rodriguez own goal, while Gareth Bale tacked on the third for Real after the hour mark. Sociedad remains ahead of Madrid in the La Liga table, but the gap is now just 1 point between the two sides. Girona 0-1 Sevilla. Sevilla remained unbeaten through the opening 4 rounds of play on Sunday after facing a difficult road trip to Girona. The hosts had several opportunities throughout the match but failed to notch a shot on target, which helped Sevilla make them pay. Luis Muriel scored the game's lone goal in the 69th minute after the forward finished off the Franco Vázquez cross. Elsewhere in La Liga, Alaves 0-3 Villarreal, Las Palmas 10 Athletic Bilbao, Napoli 60 Benevento. When Napoli is clicking, they are a really difficult team to beat. The Serie A leaders remained unbeaten on Sunday after comfortably handling upstarts Benevento behind a Dries Mertens hat-trick. The hosts found the back of the net just 3 minutes into the match through Allen, before Lorenzo Insigne, Jose Callejon and Mertens each scored before half-time. Napoli now boasts an impressive 13-goal differential after only 4 matches in domestic play. Sassuolo 13 Juventus. Paulo Dybala's hat-trick helped give Juventus its 4th win of the new Serie A season to remain level on points with Napoli. For Dybala, the Argentine surpassed the 50-goal mark with a Bianconeri with his first finish before adding 2 more goals in the second stanza. Meanwhile, the home side scored almost immediately after Dybala's second to make the match close, but Sassuolo couldn't find a second. Elsewhere in Serie A, AC Milan 21 Udinese Spal 2 Cagliari Torino 22 Sampdoria Chievo Verona 11 Atalanta Genoa 22 Lazio follow at Madrid Football Paris Ap Clinton NJIE scored 2 goals in 3 minutes as Marseille won its first league match in a month, 20 at promoted Amiens on Sunday. More Manchester United ruins. Rooney's return to Old Trafford after conceding 9 goals in back-to-back defeats against Monaco and Rennes. Marseille needed a good result on the road to calm its fans, who asked for coach Rudy Garcia's dismissal. NJIE, who picked up an injury during the warm-up last weekend and could not play against Rennes, made a successful return. He started up front with Dimitri Payet and opened the scoring just after the interval from close range. 3 minutes later, he combined well with Florian Thauvin in the Amiens box and completed his brace with a clean finish. Marseille moved to within 5 points of leader Paris Saint-Germain, which hosted Lyon later Sunday at the Parc des Princes, aiming to extend its perfect start to the season to 6 matches.